Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie. If you are new here, I do all kinds of lifestyle videos, motherhood vlogs, but I also do like monthly resets and show you guys a little bit about our budget. If you are new here, then you wouldn't know, but my husband works full-time remotely. I am mostly a stay-at-home mom, but I do some part-time freelance work. I'm trying to make my social media grow, you know? That's like the thing. It is currently 4:52. It's dark out because welcome to the Midwest. I have a light on in the background and I can't tell if I hate this lighting or if it's fine. Let me know what you think. Obviously, well, I live in the Midwest. It gets dark now at like 4:30, so there's not really much I can do about it. If this is the only time that I have to film, this is the only time I got to film. So hopefully this light is helpful. But if you see me like looking up a lot, it's because I'm like trying to make sure that everything's in frame. Today's video is going to be my December reset video. So I'm going to take you through my Notion and show you some of my goals, how they went for November, what I'm planning for December, and then I will also show you my budget and what I'm planning for December. So I found a new budget template that I might like play around with, but I'm not going to do it till the beginning of the year because it just seems silly for me to start a whole new budget template in December. You know, I purchased it through Etsy. I'll show you guys that in the next like January reset, and we can decide together if we enjoy the new template that somebody else made or if we don't mind my like normal Google Sheets one. I think the other one's Google Sheets too. Let's jump into Notion. We'll talk about how things are going. It is the 19th of November. So there is time for this to change. I'm struggling with like when to film these because I want you guys to see them before the end of the month. But then at the same time, I could have done it next week, but next week is like Thanksgiving. I don't want to film. I have so much going on next week because I have less help. I'm filming this, you know, 10 days before the end of the month. So this could change. Once we're out of the holiday season, I'll try to film it a little bit closer to the end of the month. So it's like exact, but let's look at November and then we will look at December goals in my Notion. And then we will move on to my budget. Okay, here is my Notion board. It's fairly simple. I got this for free from somebody. I've linked it in plenty of my other videos if you'd like to see it. Otherwise, I'll try to remember to link it here. But it's like a very simple Notion template. This is something else I might look into, either purchasing or finding another free option. It's just like not in my brain to like design one of these, at least at this point and where I am in pregnancy. Maybe someday, but not currently. Currently, I just want somebody else to create a template for me. So we'll go through my November goals, how they went, and then we'll talk about my December goals. As always, leave a goal that you have for the month down below because I would love to hear what you're planning to do, how it goes at the end of the month, all that kind of stuff. Here we go. So I do health and healing, work and money, and home and family as my topics just because I like organizing them that way. So health and healing, less processed food. I will say yes on that. 2 to 3 workouts a week. No. Take supplements for pregnancy and mold. Yes. And then I have this one crossed out, make it or have an ENT appointment. I decided to cancel, like to not do that. I have too many appointments with being in a high risk pregnancy, being in my 3rd trimester. Like I have at least 2 to 3 doctor appointments every month. And plus I get blood work because I have an autoimmune disease, so it's just a lot. And the most likely they're just going to be like, you're pregnant, like they did with a cardiologist. I'm just going to wait until I'm like outside of, you know, the direct postpartum period and go from there. Work and money, keep up with 2 to 3 blogs a week. I've kept up with 1 to 3 TikToks a day. I have kept up with that. Be consistent with 2 YouTube videos a week. I have been doing that. Also, that reminds me of Vlogmas. I am, well, maybe we'll talk about it soon, but I am planning to do it kind of. I like put a little poll up and a whole bunch of you were like, girl, you're pregnant, so why don't you just do what you can do? So I might like film every day or film parts of every day and then just put up like a long vlog or an extra vlog. I'll keep my 2 days a week schedule except for the week of Christmas because Christmas falls on a Wednesday. I usually put up videos Wednesdays and Fridays, and I'm not going to put one up on Christmas. There's somebody that lives like right next door that has the loudest car that they just like let idle sometimes. Vlogmas should be happening this month, but I'll probably keep my 2-week or 2 upload schedule. Maybe I'll occasionally do 3, or maybe I'll put up a few more YouTube shorts. not really sure. But I am going to try to vlog every day. I just don't think I will have the the brain power or the manpower, woman power, to edit every day. So that's the plan. Grow my platforms. I think that I've done this. They haven't grown crazy, but I've had a lot of new opportunities come up. I've been able to sign up for Like to Know It, which I have linked in my description at all times. Amazon storefront, which is exciting. TikTok shop. My TikTok has been slowly growing, so that's good. My YouTube continues to very turtle slowly grow, but it's growing a little bit. So I feel like there's been some growth there. Of course, it hasn't been like this like massive growth that I wish that it was, but it's still been fun and I've gotten new opportunities. I'm working with an eyeglasses company on YouTube, and then I'm working with like a maternity clothing company on TikTok. So I'm feeling like I'm getting all these like little influencer vibes. I'll be a content creator someday. Well, I mean, I technically am. I'm creating content, you know? It would just be nice to be paid for it. Work and money, less food and coffees out. I have done this so far. We'll see how the rest of the month goes. So I'm gonna leave this one unchecked because I'm close to my budget, but I am trying really hard to be good with that. So we'll see. And then a no spend week. I don't think that's gonna happen this month. Home and family, girls trip to Madison. We ended up I ended up canceling this because I just like hit third trimester. I wasn't even in third trimester yet, and I'm having like sciatic pain. I'm not sleeping as well. I'm having a hard time breathing. Like all the third trimester woes just like hit hard early on, and driving with my toddler, even with my sister-in-law, like 2.5 hours to Madison, dealing with her not getting a nap in and then driving her home all in one day. I think that's just dumb for me to have thought that I'd be able to do that. When we initially planned it, it was for like 4 or 6 weeks ago, and I felt completely different than I do now. Date night or date day, we did that on Friday. And then purchase baby number 2 stuff. I have started this actually. I purchased a bassinet. I plan to purchase the rest of it next week. As far as December goes, for health and healing, my goals are add movement into the schedule. I have really sucked at moving my body. I bought this like walking pad. I have not used it one time, so I need to start doing that. I'm no longer going to be doing Pilates, so I need to like get some movement in. Sorry, I keep looking up there because I want to make sure that the light is working. Less coffees and food out, so like continuing that goal, continuing to be better with that, and start using my red light. We bought a red light like before I got pregnant. I used it almost every day, and now I like totally forget that we own it. So I just want to start using it a little bit to help with like inflammation as I go into third trimester. Work and money, decide on maternity leave. I want to decide what I'm doing there. I would love to be able to take off all of January, assuming that I'm having the baby the last week of January or the first week of February, like within those first few days. I would love to take the whole month of January off and just focus on doing YouTube and TikTok and not writing blogs, just because like I feel like my brain isn't working as quickly. I've talked to you guys a little bit about the fact that like my blogs are taking a little bit longer to write now between like deliverables that are requested and my brain. So I don't know, but like monetarily that will really screw us over because we're also losing our income for Ben, you'll see, for the business that Ben used to be a part of. Which leads me into the second one. There is a social media management opportunity that we had come up that, and I'm saying we because Ben and I would probably do it together. We got to look into that because that could actually help like level out the money that we're going to lose. Well, not lose, the income that we've been getting the last 2 years from Ben being bought out of the business that he used to be a part of. So we need to like look into that and figure that out. I just want to look into it in December. We might not start it until March or so, but I just want to think about it. Still have 2+ TikToks a day, probably more than that, but I just want to like try to do at least that. Do my own form of Vlogmas. We just talked about this. Again, planning at least 2 videos a week. I am planning for one of those to be a vlog every week, and like a long vlog, probably kind of more like a week in my life, which I'll probably continue into January. It's just so much easier to do vlogs and to, especially the end of pregnancy, and just like show you what's going on versus like doing sit down vlogs, videos like this and trying to be like intelligent. but we'll see, because I want to do like a couple of budgeting videos for the beginning of the year, goals videos, and then grow my platforms. I just put that one in there again. Home and family, I have Christmas lights. So these are kind of like my little Christmas things I want to do this year. I would like to not only put up Christmas lights on our house, but like go and look at lights multiple times. I love Christmas lights so much. And I think Ivy is going to love them too. She loved them last year too, but this year she'll have like full cognitive understanding of what's going on. I would like to go to a Christmas town. So basically there's a couple towns that we've talked about going and just like wandering around that do like some Christmas stuff, make cookies and other fun Christmas stuff, think up some traditions, plan a birthday party for Ivy. Her birthday is December 30th, so I want to figure something out like that. And then purchase baby 2 stuff. I just have anything that I don't get this month, I want to try to get in December, so that January I can just like focus on getting everything that we have ready. I don't even think that I'll need to. I think that I'll just purchase everything that I need this next week during Black Friday. There's really not that much that we need. So I think that that is that. Let's move on to my budget quickly, and then I need to go feed my toddler. Okay, so now we're moving on to my December budget, showing you guys what I'm planning for the month. Over here I have my up and coming section, just planning on Christmas and Ivy's birthday. My sister's birthday is also in December, but honestly, we just don't have the funds to be like spending much money on people this year, which she totally understands. She's been in similar financial situations. I just have those 2 things because I know we'll want to have a birthday party and then obviously Christmas. So the plan is to have a $9,374.87 income for December. Now, January, we'll talk about it when we get to January, but January is going to be different. Our beacon payments either end this month, December, or they end in January. I'm not sure. But the other thing is that Ben's health insurance is going up $450 a month. And it doesn't even cover our doctors. So I'm a little bit stressed about that. So our income is going to be less come January, so we need to figure that out, but that's not today. Today we're looking at December. Everything here is fairly normal. We might have to look at like cutting down things like TV subscriptions, my Kindle Unlimited, that kind of stuff. Yeah, all this stuff is typical for what our bills are right now. As far as my business expenses, these are pretty much typical as well. That comes out to $3,334.60 in fixed expenses, most of that being our rent. Moving on to debt, we are planning to pay only the minimums, which is $990.52. Right now we are focusing mostly on savings since we dropped so much money during our move. We had to move because there was toxic mold in our last rental. So we had to move fairly quickly, which was a very big financial strain if you haven't watched any of those videos. We're not putting any extra money toward debt right now. We had wanted to pay off one of our debts at the end of this year, but the money that we were going to use to do that went to moving because of mold. So for now, we're just going to focus on any extra money that we have every month is going to go towards savings until, you know, we figure out what our income looks like with a new baby, with this insurance charge, with less income, with maybe starting to make income from social media, things like that. That is why we're not paying any extra on our debt. Moving on to variable, these are also fairly similar. Again, this is a category that could probably go down when we need to be very strict, but I'm just not going to do that until at least this month, meaning November, and next month in December, because I haven't been able to hit that goal yet. So I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, we'll just randomly hit $50 next month when we've consistently been over on that one. Medication and supplements, it's a little bit high because Ben will be doing some stuff for his health, household 800. That includes like IV stuff, diapers, that kind of stuff. We'll again continue to play with that one as a new baby comes in and, you know, things change. If Ivy starts potty training at some point, all that stuff. But I would rather have a big bulk number in that area because that's where we spend the most money. Beauty, I have 150. I would like to get a haircut either next month or in January before baby comes, just like a trim. And I want to get my nails done at least one more time that'll be something else that'll get cut as soon as our budget needs to be cut down. I don't need to do that next month. I can spend that on myself, especially because we're not planning on doing like a ton of gifts. Personal spending, doctors, utilities, car, our dogs, miscellaneous. So that's pretty typical for us, this whole section. So $3,900 is what I'm anticipating for December. And then this area, I have $350 for any Christmas gifts that I don't get during Black Friday, any last minute gifts we want to get, maybe money to spend on Ivy's birthday party, things like that. And then for savings, I have that I'll be trying to put away about $519.75, which is good. Now I will say these will kind of go together. So if I spend less than $350, which would be best case scenario and what I'm hoping happens, I will put that money into savings. If for some reason something comes up where we want to get somebody a nicer gift, or Ben or I go over budget, or we want to make sure we have enough money to give Ivy a nice birthday as her last birthday as an only child, then we'll move money, like some of that savings money will go out. If you're new here, I do not put my savings away at the beginning of the month, which is what a lot of people tell you to do. That's just not how I do it. I put away whatever we have left over at the end of the month. That's just what works for us. Right now, we used to have an extremely strict budget, super strict, where we literally didn't even have money for savings. So I understand why the gurus will tell you to do that, but that's just not what works for us. If I get like a big lump sum of money that I wasn't anticipating, like Ben getting paid for a personal training client, which he still does occasionally because he used to be, or is technically, a personal trainer as well. He only trains his mom right now, so a lot of times if she pays us, I don't have that budgeted, so I just move that directly to savings. Another thing that's actually happening in December that I forgot about is cash grants. I forgot. So we should be getting a cash grant for Ben, which is these like lump sum amount of money that his company has to pay him out, because when he was signed on, they were a public company, and then they were acquired and became a private company. So part of his like sign-on bonus was this certain amount of, I don't know, equity in the company. So they have to pay him out basically while he's still there for the next year, I think. So we get a little bit of money for that. I do not budget that, so I will also put that directly into savings unless we have like something big happen that we need to use that. So that's actually some money that I forgot about. So we should definitely be able to put a good chunk of money into savings this month. And then I am also going to be putting money away for taxes this month. We are canceling our Amazon Prime account for a couple of reasons. Ben he just doesn't love the practices of the people that own Amazon Prime. This is like a weird thing to talk about, but honestly, we just don't need it. We don't use it that much. We don't really buy that much stuff from Amazon. I buy some stuff, but I don't need to be purchasing stuff and get it like the next day. I can wait a couple days. We just like don't need that. We live very close to a Target and a grocery store where we live now. So if we ever need like formula or anything like that, we would go there anyway versus ordering it on Amazon. So that's just a way that we're going to try to save $150 a year. We'll probably still use Amazon occasionally, but we're just not going to have Prime. That is how I zeroed out my budget for this month of December. I can't believe it's the end of the year. I can't believe Ivy's going to be 2. I'm not prepared for that. I also can't believe that there are two things. I can't believe that I still have 2.5 full months of being pregnant. But then I also can't believe that I only have 2.5 months of being pregnant. You know what I mean? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you for dealing with me continuing to look at the viewfinder to make sure that I'm not completely blue. And I will see you in the next video.